Hello there, welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Gerald Cabrera. I'm super happy that you've joined us for a political conversation, usual political conversations, which I hope will build this country with President William Ruto, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, as the leaders of this current regime. I'm joined by Herman Manyora, sir. New day, how are you?
Good.
So many Kenyans are wondering, why aren't you a billionaire, millionaire? We've seen the nominees in parliament.
I'm headed there.
Huh?
I'm headed there. I'm joining the club soon.
Musalia Mudavadi is worth 4 billion.
He's worth more than that.
Alice Wahome, 200
No,
and something million.
Those who don't have are pretending to have. Because you see, if you are being vetted and you say you Manyora have 10 million, what will you tell people after you have stolen? So you must say you have 600 million. So that when you steal, people won't know.
What's your
But
think?
those who have like 10 billion, you scale it down to 4 billion.
What's your thinking though of, I think Speaker Muturi last year in a tweet said he was worth 300 million. Now he says he's worth 700 million.
Last year he was not a hustler. This year he had joined the hustler club. If you become a hustler, you become a billionaire. Quickly you make money.
I've seen a headline in the newspaper, filthy, wealthy hustlers.
There it is.
What's your
Contradictions.
What's your thinking of this country though? If you want to make money, you go to parliament.
Yes,
Is that what you're saying?
Well, still. But you see what I tell people? All this money is a waste of time for two reasons. One, you don't even need it. So what would never do with 4 billion? What will he do with it?
He leaves it to his next
With which one?
future generations.
Which generations?
They'll use
African
the money.
generations, hao watoto wanakanyaga hiyo mali yote. Ukikufa wanakanyaga. Don't you see every day they are in court fighting over the property? So that's the first reason. The second reason, and I'm not pointing at anybody in particular, all this money is got at the expense of the common mwananchi. You are a billionaire cutters of stealing money meant for hospitals. So people die because, so that you may become a billionaire. You are a billionaire because you have diverted money meant for schools. So Kenyan children can get education so that you become a billionaire. Don't you have a conscience? Whenever I walk in these beautiful malls, and I've written about it, I see children wanapimia ile ice cream ya kupimiwa kidogo, you know, designer ice cream. You steal from the public so people can die. You steal, people die. So that your children can have designer ice cream in these high-end malls, you know them, eh?
Yeah.
And you see the clothing there in dollars. The tag, the price tag in dollar, not even in Kenya shilling. You must be very stupid.
Is this reason enough when you speak about this wealth declaration? They are wealthy guys. Is this reason enough for them to fail the integrity test? Because some would say we know if it's because of
they
their working government they haven't
me,
earned.
and I've argued, and nobody has come. Only Tuju called me and said, my daughter says, Manyora, you are saying a billionaire is a thief. I'm a billionaire, but I'm not a thief. Tuju. And he took me through how he became.
Everything.
How he made his money. And there are few. There are few. But by and large, any billionaire in this country is a thief. Period.
Will Parliament...
But there's no business you can do in this country to make you a billionaire. Look at the interest rates, the banking in this country. The interest rates, you can't pay those loans and you become as a businessman.
Okay.
So there's nobody who can tell me I'm a billionaire because I did business. You stole from government. I was on a TV show and somebody was shouting and then please, that clip that does around. You can only be a billionaire in this country.
I've seen it.
You see Mutai Kagwe saying,
stolen.
no, Manyora, you are wrong. I told him, shut up. You cannot be rich. You can only be a billionaire here unless you have stolen from the public. Umeiba pesa wale watu nakaa kawangware, ngwaro. Hiyo ndio pesa umeiba. I challenge anybody to come.
Are you telling this?
Including in a court of law.
The vetting committee, of course they're vetting.
There's no
them.
vetting. Which vetting? If those guys,
them.
how can you vet them? First of all, how can you vet Mudavadi? What is he being vetted for?
Whether it's...
Which position is he being vetted for?
And I wanted us to head there.
Yeah, okay. There's no vetting.
But the vetting...
It's just suckers.
You're saying we're going to look at nominees,
it's just suckers.
CSs who are not suited for office, but they've passed through this process?
99.99% of them cannot pass any vetting.
Okay.
You just utapita Kindiki, tick. Walo, tick. One or two others, tick. But the rest cannot. Either in terms of ability, capacity, intellectual wherewithal, integrity, values, they will all collapse.
Are you telling Kenyans that we are being served by people who are not supposed to be in office? Then what does the future hold for us?
There's no future for you. You don't have a country. This country is collapsed. And I keep repeating it. And, you know, I'm happy there are people who believe what I'm saying is true. People call me, people text me, people WhatsApp me from across the world. They say, Manyora, you are saying the truth. We are headed for total collapse. A country can never move without leadership. How? It is leadership that takes a country forward. Now, if you have a collection of these thugs and you could make them leaders, where will the country go?
You're calling them thugs.
They are thugs,
but let's
by any definition. And I'm willing to go to court of law to defend my meaning of...
Alfred Mutua is worth 420, said some of his hotel is on credit, so he's worth that.
How did he get it? Where did he get the money from?
Talk to me about Musalia Mudavadi.
I want him to sit here with me and show me how he made it. He can't. You can't pass the test of how you made that money. Don't lie to me.
Before we get to Musalia Mudavadi, is our parliament then failing us? Because
do you have a parliament? We don't have a parliament.
Talk to me about Musalia Mudavadi. I think there's an MP there that's told him that when he was in class 3, Musalia Mudavadi was already a cabinet secretary. Yes. Asking him whether he has ambition. His office, you've said, will he have an office? Is the office is going to get the super cabinet secretary an illegitimate office?
Yeah. There's no office like that.
Okay. Then I'm just thinking now about William Ruto.
What you need to do, and this is what NASA was trying to do, and I was part of helping them.
Yeah.
As a consultant, of course. You create a cabinet position. During the NASA crafting, Musalia Mudavadi was to be the Minister of Interior and designated as Chief Cabinet Secretary. The Constitution says the President may, via Gazette notice, assign responsibilities, extra responsibilities, to a Cabinet Secretary. So you make somebody first a Cabinet Secretary. Along the lines of what Matiang'i was.
Okay.
Now, you can call him Chief Secretary, Chief whatever.
Cabinet Secretary.
Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Yeah.
But substantively, Musalia Mudavadi ought to be minister in charge of a ministry. Only then can he be voted for cabinet. There is no other position. You must be a cabinet secretary in charge of a cabinet position. Okay?
Yeah.
During the Kenyatta and Moi times, we used to have Minister of State in office of the President.
Okay.
So you can say Minister of State in office of the President if you wish. Designate him anything if you want.
But as long as he's the Cabinet Secretary,
he must be a Cabinet Secretary first. Among the 22 Cabinet Secretaries. First. Then give him whatever else you want to give him. And call him whatever else you want to call him.
So what does this mean of our president? He gave him this role, and the deputy president, because some say they were clashing. Now he's been taken to railways. He has an office there. What does this mean of this current government if there's someone in office who's some call a ghost worker?
He's a ghost worker. True. And his office has no power. He has no function. Yeah. Actually, Kenya Kwanza said when they come to power, if they were to come to power, and they came to power, they were going to go after people who had messed. When another government comes to power after Ruto, one of the people they should take to court is Mudavadi for drawing public resources.
But it's not
as a ghost worker.
But it's not
as a ghost
Mudavadi.
worker.
It's not Mudavadi. He was appointed. He was just given a job.
How do you accept a
by
ghost,
William
ghost
Ruto?
worker?
How do you know if the job doesn't exist?
If when the day comes for reckoning, when you turn a continue for eating government money for nothing, you are not a cabinet secretary. What are you?
This is part of the play for William Ruto, and I was just thinking about the Luhya Nation. He has done a lot for them. Now he has Wetangula. William Ruto has done with Tangula.
What
He's
does
now
it-
the
what does
speaker.
a lot mean? Hallelujah, tell me.
Musalia Mudavadi, super CS,
Which
they
is super
call
CS? Matiang'i was a super CS. And everybody knew it. And you felt it. And the other ministers knew it. When he calls a meeting at 6, you must be there at 6. Frederick Okango Matiang'i. 6. Utafika 6. Now he's a minister like you. That is what Mudavadi ought to have been. A super CS.
Should the vetting committee now look at Musalia Mudavadi, not give him the position?
They shouldn't even vet him. What are they vetting
What
for?
should be done if a president...
What are they vetting for?
If a president goes ahead and calls someone like Musalia Mudavadi, gives him a job, what should be done in the real sense of the
The
constitution?
job must be there according to the constitution. If he is not there and you want to create it, there are ways of doing it. And then you must advertise for it to be filled. Because it's just a job like any other.
Okay.
But the cabinet secretary position, they are already in the constitution. You are not creating them. Between 14 and 22.
Okay.
Somebody must be one of those. Anybody else is not. Then other than those, you have the Attorney General. And you have the President and the Deputy President. Hii ingine hapa katikati hewa, hakuna mtu.
Do you read it from...
Kwa hivyo Mudavadi anatembea juu ya hewa.
Can't really remember the MP, but he said, he asked Mudavadi, do you really lack ambition? Is that...
Yeah, it was somebody, it was, there was somebody.
Yes, a member of parliament said he saw him from when he was in class 3.
Yes.
Is that what you read from Musalia Mudavadi now coming in, getting this, you call it a ghost position? And what does the future hold for him?
I don't know. For Mudavadi to be anything other than what he is now. For Mudavadi to be anything other than what he is now. Uhuru must play Gachagua in the same way, not Uhuru, Ruto. In the manner in which Uhuru played him.
Okay.
Because look, Mudavadi is 61 or 62 years. 10 years after Mudavadi, after Uhuru, after Ruto, he'll be 72. 10 years after Gachagua, he'll be 82. Will he be going for president?
You've said age is not it's just a number. You've said that before when you talked about Raila.
No,
so,
but I've qualified it.
In what sense?
You see, when we say age is not something to consider, there are two factors. We are talking about now. In another 20 years, you think people like us, even if we are strong physically, we will be operating in today's world? In another 10 years, will I even fit in this world today? It will be so difficult.
People are ambitious.
It's so difficult. The world is changing at an alarming pace. Secondly, there are some people who are special. You know, we must admit it. They are not like us. There are some people who are super people. People like Raila. They do not belong, when you are counting 1, 2, 3 people, you don't count them. Those are subordinates. They are special people.
Maybe you should find
the world has such a people.
Maybe you should finally tell me this, because there is no constitutional change. Musalia Mudavadi has been given a job. Is Ruto playing him? Because
Yeah, of course. Of course. If Ruto wanted to give Mudavadi
you haven't started.
If Ruto wanted to give Mudavadi power, he would have given him. And I've explained to you. Make him Matiang'i and add more power than Matiang'i had. Constitutionally. You know, Matiang'i got what he got through an executive order.
Yes.
Reorganized government,
Yeah.
You now go to the constitution and add him more power and even designate him something through a gazette notice. The constitution is clear. And then he will be wielding the power. From where Mudavadi, I'm asking you this, please answer it for Kenyans.
Maybe I can.
Does Mudavadi, from what you see, will he have an eighth of the power Matiang'i had?
Said an eighth.
An eighth. No.
I'm not going to answer it.
His power and Mudavadi and Matiang'i, there's no comparison. Matiang'i's power was clear. It was evident. You could smell it. You could touch it. You could feel it. Mudavadi, what power will he have? Nothing.
What can I ask after that? Thank you so much for tuning in. But until we do have this conversation, so grateful that you've listened to this part. Till we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.